The Apple Watch Ultra 2 is marketed as the ultimate fitness slash adventure slash everything watch, right? Well, I've been using mine for 2 years. I've put in hundreds of backpacking miles, mountain biking, running, all sorts of stuff. So let's find out, is it actually any good for running? So for starters, let's put up the specs. There you go. Now we don't have to talk about all the intricate little processors inside of these, because who cares, right? So after the last 2 years, let's talk about what I've liked and what I've disliked about this watch. First, let's start off with the dislikes. We might as well get those out of the way up front, right? And the only spec that I really want to talk about is price. And yes, I do consider price a spec. The Apple Watch Ultra 2 comes in at $799 from Apple. Yes, you can probably find it on sale from other retailers, but base price, 800 bucks, that's a lot for a watch. Now, the only reason I really say this is a dislike, I understand there are premium fitness watches out there that compare for this for price. Keep the price as a spec in mind as we go through what we talk about today for the specific function we're talking about today, running. Okay, the first real dislike I have, and it's only very recently become a dislike, I don't like charging the watch, if that makes sense. We'll talk about battery life here in a little bit, but what I specifically mean is to charge the watch, you have to take it off to put it in a charger. Part of this marathon training, I wanted to see my stats throughout the day, so I purchased a Whoop band. This is not going to be a Whoop versus Apple Watch video, but what I like is the Whoop band has a wireless battery that you can slip on it while you're wearing it, so you never have to take it off. Whereas the Apple Watch Ultra, you do still have to take it off to charge. Is that a nitpick? Yes. It's my video. The next thing I haven't liked is the battery life, and for a specific reason. For the price, $800, and the optimal use of this, there are better battery life watches out there. Now, I am going to talk about battery life as a positive here in a little bit because I can be contrarian at times. But if you were looking for a watch for like an ultra marathon or even longer distance like activities, yeah, you're starting to push up against it on the battery life. And for the price tag against the marketed capabilities, I do dislike that about the watch. But hey, you're just being a little contrarian, aren't you, Gary? Yeah, I absolutely love this watch. I've used it for 2 years, right? I didn't use something that caused me physical pain for 2 years just to make this YouTube video. So what are the things that I actually like? One, obviously it integrates with all of my Apple tech. I use an Apple computer, I have an Apple phone, I use an Apple Watch. It all works seamlessly together really well. I can get my text messages, all that stuff. I just prefer to have everything in the same family. I also really like how accurate this is. It's all-in-one fitness tracker, right? It does heart rate, GPS, other health metrics like blood oxygen level, VO2 max, stuff like that. Plus, we were talking about apps a little bit ago. The thing that I like the most is every fitness app has their ancillary app on the Apple Watch. I've been using Runna as my fitness training app in this last training block. It's been great. I don't even carry my phone with me when I go running. I said something about 5G though, right? I like that this has a 5G connection, so like I said, I don't need my phone. Leave the phone in the car and I just go running. All of my music is streamed through my watch. If I was going to a place without connectivity, I could then download the songs to the watch if I wanted to. I rarely do that because sometimes it's kind of a pain in the butt. Though I have really enjoyed the buttons too. One of the things that I don't like about some of the smaller Apple Watches is they may only have the crown and a button, whereas this has the crown, a side button, and the action button here on the side that you can customizably program. I guess this is I like the user interface of the watch. The screen is just big enough and it's flat, whereas other Apple Watches are curved. And this may sound like a small detail or something that doesn't matter, but when you're out there and you're trying to change something while running, this makes it so much better. The screen real estate is big enough that the icons can be big enough, and the flatness makes it just easier to tap. I also really like how many band options there are, so I use the mountain climbing type band for daily casual use, but when I go running, I just pop this off and I put the sport band on it, and so I can go back and forth. One, it saves me from wearing a sweaty, disgusting band during the day, but it also is just nice. I can have a nice leather band if I want to, if I'm going somewhere fancy and I don't just want this kind of a band. But the accessory options you have is kind of nice, and you don't get that with other style of watches. Okay, I said I was going to be contrarian. Let's talk about the battery life that I do like. This battery life for an Apple Watch is fantastic. I can get this to go 3 or 4 days without charging, and I know other watches last longer. That's why we talked about this as a dislike first. But for an Apple Watch, this battery life is fantastic. I wear it all day, no problem. I will wear it on a business trip for 2 or 3 days and not even bring my watch charger because I just know that this is gonna last. That is a great feeling when this is such a key component of my fitness ecosystem, because I do still run and I do still train even when I'm traveling. Okay, all that aside, so what, right? So should you go out and buy this because it's so great? No. No, I do not recommend the Apple Watch Ultra 2 to a casual runner. All of these great things I've said, it is a great watch. I really like this watch. But if you're just looking for a running watch, just get a regular Apple Watch. All of the stuff that I talked about, minus the battery life, and some of the screen usability, you'll find that on the smaller, just regular old Apple Watches. They'll be cheaper, they'll get you the same experience, they'll get you the exact same data. I think it's just a better way to go about saving your money and then spending the rest of your money on running shoes, because we all know that that's what we do. I just bought a new pair of running shoes today. But what about you? Do you have an Apple Watch Ultra, or what fitness watch do you use in your training? Let us all know in the comments below. And if you like this video and you want to see the most hyped running shoe of the year, and if it's any good, click right here. Or right, I honestly don't remember which. I haven't made YouTube videos in a while. Thanks for watching.